Hi, this is a review of these three keyboards. The one on the bottom is a Microsoft all-in-one with a touch pad. The one in the middle is a Logitech K400 Plus, and the upper one is a Logitech K830 with back illuminated keys. There are four aspects that I wanted to talk about these keyboards, in particular the one in the bottom and the one in the top that I've had for a little longer time. This Logitech in the middle I've had only for about 3 days. These four aspects are, first of all, the ergonomy. How does the keyboard feel in your hand? The second one is the keyboard itself, so the keys, how do they feel? The third one is the touchpad, and the fourth one is the battery life, which are the most important aspects. Well, let's go with the first one. All these keyboards have this elongated shape, and they are not exactly good keyboards for the living room. The shape is more for a desktop computer. However, among these, one of the most important aspects is to check the handling. The handling, the best one I would say is this one. You have place where to grab it, both here and here. The Logitech 830 has only this part here where you can grab it, or you can try to grab all of them like this, but it's not something easy to do. So for the ergonomy part, this is the winner, I would say. There is also something that has to do with the material they're made. The 830 is like very satin glass type material, very slippery. It's like the first iPhone that came out in 2008. These other ones has the better rough plastic material. The second aspect is the keys itself, so the keyboard, how does it feel typing? Again, the first one has very slippery material, so it's very difficult to type without your fingers slipping around. It also has these very thick buttons, a lot of room when you need to press. It's not a delicate keyboard. These other ones as well, this is still Logitech. It has that same feeling, very long range when you type. It's not a nice keyboard. And this one, the Microsoft, has a little less room, but still it feels a little bit nicer when you type. But still, they are not great keyboards in itself. The one important aspect is that the visibility. As you can see, these two keyboards are easily identifiable with all the keys. It's clear, all the keys are white. However, the keyboard that is the most expensive, about $75, has keys that are very, very dark, even in plain light, like now. This is more visible from an angle, but if you see them from above, it's a little better. So, despite having back illumination, it kind of defeats the purpose of the whole point of the whole thing, because what is the point of putting back illumination if you are ruining the first feature of a keyboard, that it's visibility? And most of the time you'll see the keyboards like this. So you'll need to have the light on for this keyboard all the time. Let me show you how that looks, like that. And this severely impacts the battery life from a year or something without the light to 10 days with the light. So it's really an overlooking by the designers. The touchpad on the other side, both of these have a similar feel. The Microsoft one has a better feel. So when you move the touchpad, there are two important aspects. First, how sensitive it is, how reliable it is, and second, how do you feel it in terms of proprioception? So do you feel the moving in your fingers? Because you're not going to look at the keyboard the whole time, you're going to feel it in your hand. The Microsoft is the best one from the feeling point of view, but it's a bit snappy, it's not as accurate as the Logitech's. Now, this other Logitech is still okay. It works kind of okay, but the worst of all is this Logitech expensive keyboard with this completely glassy satin feel. You have no idea where your fingers are or if you're moving at all. So you need to look on the screen constantly. It's not pleasant that much. However, this might have the best sensitivity, must be the most reliable. It's just that it doesn't work very well in a living room environment where you don't have, you'll catch the keyboard one time like this, one time in your leg, and you need to look on the screen and move the fingers, and you have almost no feeling in your fingers of what you're doing. The fourth aspect is the battery life. Now both of these has real batteries inside that you can change, and they last for many months. I believe 9 months or 18 months, something like that. I don't care anymore past 6 months. This other one on the other side can last more than a year maybe if you don't turn on the light of the keyboard. But you cannot use this keyboard without that light because the keys are invisible, are very dark. So the lifetime of this keyboard is 10 days, then you need to recharge it. So overall, I think that this would be the best one for a living room environment where you can throw away the keyboard around your living room. You can grab it from more than one position. This is very difficult to handle. Almost each time you'll get it, you'll press something. And by the way, let's talk about one last aspect, the volume control. This keyboard has volume control on the side here. The button has a different shape, and it's easy to identify even in the night without looking at it. This other one has the volume buttons here. They are bumpy, they can be found easily. And this last one, the Logitech, has also the volume up here, but the buttons are completely flat, and they have done a suboptimal choice of putting these buttons right next to the touchpad. So it has happened to me more than once that when I press one of these buttons, a touch is also taken from the system. So I watch a video, I press the button to increase or decrease the volume, and then the video stops because it thinks that I touched the touchpad. So it's not great. So overall, I think this keyboard, which initially in 2015 had a lot of good reviews because it looks like a computer back illuminated. It has also a Bluetooth connection in it beside the usual 2.4 gigs of these others. This is overrated and not a great choice for the living room. And in a sense, this keyboard from Logitech, which is the most expensive, about $75–80, it's a little bit like those smart watches. So they have taken something that works perfectly, that has a long battery life. They made it like a little computer with a lot of features that you don't need. They've created a back illuminated keyboard, but all the keys now are dark, so you need that back illumination to work. And by the way, let me show you another keyboard with a back illumination. This is a keyboard from Microsoft Surface. All of these keys are also back illuminated. Look how bright these are compared to this keyboard. So it's not really that they had to do this. It's just poor work, poor design in terms of Logitech's ability to lighten up these keys. That's all for now. I hope this is helpful.